telling you what they witnessed. And to ignore that, that's what the governments of our world want you to do now. They want you to ignore the history so that you'll never know the truth from delusion.
Well, one truth we like, and that's this area up here. It's a little bit more peaceful today, and I think the one thing that I truly appreciate about coming to any national park, besides the fact that the kidnapping rate is pretty high by aliens at these places,
Yeah.
is that you can just sort of take it all in. Being in nature, even scrub brush in places like this, it regenerates you, it restores you, it helps you to feel better about the day. You've been out, you've sort of conquered a little slice of this today. And even though we're a bit overcast, hey, nice square in the middle of nowhere. Because clouds are always square, don't you know?
Did you film that? Film that.
Yeah, I okay. See that? It's a square.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and we get a lot of things like this that we've never seen before. This looks like, have you ever opened sour cream that's been sitting around for a while?
Yeah.
It's all cracked up, and I mean, this is not normal, people. This is not the kind of clouds. I mean, you ask any of your elders, that those are people over 30 nowadays, apparently.
Yeah. Well, we're elders.
I guess we're in the elder class. That pretty much this stuff never existed until recently. And that's one thing that does happen during the harvest, is the breakdown of what we perceive to be normal, which may have never been normal for this planet to begin with. Maybe it's all part of the natural cycle. I mean, the same way that farmers have cycles of harvest, you know, you get the springtime where, you know, the new calves are born and then they're fattened up, and by wintertime or early spring next year, you know, some of the harvest will take place. This is why Victoria and I like to come to these places, because it's a different kind of energy, even with people out here. And this is a pretty nice pavilion. There's a lot like this, but you can see it's all manufactured.
Spanish style pavilion.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. I mean, and it's a great place for people to come and, you know, have little get-togethers and whatnot. Family things, you know, weddings. You'd be surprised, but we'll take a walk down through here now. I just wanted to come and sit here for a minute because I really, sometimes you just want to sit. Oh, look, we can cook lots of crap on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Let's go this way. It's not as noisy. We're not grinding all the stuff
Our
with our feet.
sneakers on gravel.
Yeah.
Isn't it quiet? It's just, oh, it's
Yeah, I know. We're making all the noise talking. Normally, Victoria and I, when we come here, sometimes we don't say a word to each other for like 20 minutes just to get that silence, you know?
Look, they locked us out because we came around the other way.
Herbs.
We'll just have to go around.
And then walk around and go out in the bushes.
Yeah.
Well, we didn't bring a vehicle. We just walked around.
Yeah.
And of course, there's people that come around here. Try not to disturb other people. A lot of people come here to get away from other people.
That's the whole point of it, I think.
Yeah, I do too. So Victoria's right. Think about it. Just look at the artwork from the Dark Ages, the medieval time period. Okay, we're talking all the way up to about the 17th, 18th century. This is when Voltaire came on the scene, and a lot of his writings helped to dispel the final vapors of the Dark Ages.
Religious myth.
And brought in a desire for scientific method, which changed the world. And a lot of this happened in France and England at that time. If you ever wanted to do some interesting reading, Voltaire will open your eyes in a lot of ways. So,
in the 15th century in Poland, I think it was 1553, they were having hailstones from the sky the size of rocks. Now, you guys have seen this recently.
Yes.
Why?
I mean, all of the same weather cycles appear to be returning, and in all the literature of the time, there was no question that there was something going on.
Absolutely.
And people try to hide that from you.
No, those in power are hiding that from you, so you'll never know the truth. But these were harvesting cycles. And, you know, like I said, Morpheus and I had a conversation about this.
Yeah,
And
we're not talking the Morpheus and Matrix.
No, the reptilian.
Yeah, the names have been around longer, but sometimes they take names they like.
Yeah. So he even admitted it. They got hungry. That's what he said.
Well, that's the beautiful thing about a place like this. You can come here and relax, camp out if you want, or at least have lunch. A lot of people come here for that moment of peace in their day.
Yeah.
Anything that you pay to will help.
Let's go through here.
Will help. To support places like this.
You know, these places are for the people, so the government doesn't have a right to shut them down. Oh, and we'd already decided if we were getting our temp checked, which they're not doing here, we weren't coming in. Because if that's the price you have to pay to give away some piece of yourself in order to get something else, it's not worth it.
True.
Because you're giving away some of your rights, your human rights. You are all being born sovereign, free citizens. And nobody has the right to tell you that you can't do certain things on a place like this that is supposed to be for all the people.
Yes.
So, yeah. I have a little dog up there.
How you doing today?
Oh, all right. Yeah. You're deafening. That's a little. You like those puppies?
Oh yeah, they're
Pomeranians.
Pomeranians. Yeah, they're beautiful. But they're also a little, well.
Mike always thinks they got a permanent smile on their face.
Yeah, that's till you own one. Then you have a permanent frown because you're always chasing after them.
Yeah.
That'll be on your face, not the dog's. He'll be smiling.
We actually had a little Yorkie for many years. There's a truck coming.
Yeah. Try not to get run over here.
Yeah, you have to walk along the break here.
Yeah. Let me get in there. But...
So it's really busy here today,
yeah, it's pretty packed.
as you can see.
Yeah, we're over here. They're parked over there because we got a cool truck. Cool.
But isn't this great? I mean, people are taking the opportunity to get out again and enjoy life, which you should do.
Yeah, you really should. It's quite nice. And man, get behind me for a second there, bud.
Look at these mountains.
I suppose at some point we need to be in some of these videos, but
Yeah, not right now.
we always try to. We really believe that it's not about us.
It's not about us.
It's about you guys.
We want you to enjoy the energy and the place and beauty.
Yeah, we've had a taste of fame, and I got to tell you, it's not that
I
big
don't
a
want
deal.
my face plastered all over the place.
Yeah.
So, hey, we're going to turn this off now because we've arrived.
Let's say one more panoramic view for all of you. So this is the Sand Dunes National Park. We'll be back again and again. It's quite beautiful, really. And there's a lot that you can see when you come here. And this is only part of the park.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's also trails on the
Turn
other
that
side.
off, and then what we'll do is we'll maybe catch on the way out too, guys.
There you go.
Okay, people, now this is the parking lot you just saw us walk into. And now we're going to take a little trip. On the way out, you'll get to see some stuff. It's kind of nice. Well, we had a good time. It was a nice place to come and walk. And
next time we're going to walk on the other side through the trails.
yeah, so you guys can see up in the mountains. And actually, it'd be really nice if we ever get up to Zapata Falls. When Michael's he's almost completely recovered from that foot injury he had. So the good news is I think we can probably in a couple of weeks might be able to hike up there. You know, you guys are, he's getting his strength back, he's recovered. Boy, that was a nightmare he went through. Yeah. But anyhow, the good news is we're on the mend, and we're also out here having a good time. It wasn't quite as sunny as we'd hoped today, and it's a little bit chilly, but that makes for a really brisk walk, doesn't it?
Yeah, and there's a lot of smoke. You can smell it, so.
But we love you guys, and we just wanted to let you know that, you know, we're starting to pick up vibrations from some of you guys. We really love it. You guys, some of you really like us, and we're very grateful. Some of you think we're idiots. I don't blame you on that one.
Well, I don't really care what they think.
Well, you know, we do and we don't. You know what I mean? I mean, we hope that these conversations are helpful to you. Even if you just want to enjoy the scenery and, you know, some of the slapstick fun we're about to have and do have when we make these videos as more to keep you excited and tuned into life. And remember, you can get out here, people. It's good to get out and get some exercise. Yeah. And if you don't know what to do, download some of our MP3s and just listen to one of them from stop to finish. By the time you're done, you'll probably walk between 20 and 30 minutes. And most adults need about 30 minutes of exercise a day. But you should be trying to get about an hour or two if you can, because the extra will make you healthy. And you'll lose weight and you'll feel better. So it's really good for you to stay healthy. And to also eat healthy foods. We keep talking about that. Most of the foods that the Kellys eat, they prepare themselves. Michael's a fabulous cook. He makes a lot of different foods. So is Victoria. She actually makes some really good stuff, but it's mostly Australian stuff, and it's kind of yucky, some of it.
Oh, shut up. It is not. I mean, I make a dessert that nobody in our family likes, so I don't make it anymore. I made it a few times. My grandmother used to have it, bring it over every year for Christmas, right? It's called trifle.
Trifle. Let me tell you, man, that the first time Michael bit into that, I thought he was going to retch. But it can grow on you. I think it was actually pretty well made, Victoria. It was just that he found a ladybug that got cooked into it, so it was kind of yucky. The poor ladybug, she was cooked. Oh.
Yeah, but it's
This is like the main place here. You can go and get like a bottled water and buy crap for $100.
Yeah, they make a lot of money here. But you know what? As a veteran, I guess, Michael, can we talk about this? Yeah, okay. As a veteran, I don't know if you know this or not, but if you've had any issues with your health or anything, but most veterans get discounts when they come into these places. Some of them get in for free.
Yes.
Depending on the level of the card, like if you've had what they consider to be a disability. But the main thing here that we enjoy, though, is we get to see basically what used to be a lake. I mean, all this was a lake at one point. Isn't that pretty cool?
That's where the buffalo used to come down and graze. And it was kind of like a swampy area at that time.
Yeah, and they got these places you can stop and check out crap.
And now it's just a big bowl.
Yep, just a big empty bowl here. But all the sand has been blown up into one area. The sand dunes were created when the lakes all evaporated and it was all dry, and it blew wind for thousands of years and pushed all the sand up against the mountain. That's very unique and very rare to happen.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they call it the Sand Dunes National Park. Yay!
You guys.
Now it's time to go.
Yeah, we're going.
See, people bring in all kinds of crap. Look at that. Boy, I bet you have a good time in that thing.
Well, it's a house on wheels. Right?
Yeah, I mean, you could be butt-ass naked in the back and no one would know. Yeah. No, I'm just joking, guys. Come on. I'm just saying, you know, if you wanted to, you could be.
Yeah, that was the back half of the truck bouncing off that thing.
Yeah, there's no weight in the truck.
Nope, so it kind of bounces and dum-dum-dum-dum. See? It gives a little pull.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Well, I think it was worth coming out here. We got, you guys got a nice walk in. You got to talk to people. And we think it's important, too, that we want to show that we actually go outside, believe it or not.
And what I'm going to do in this video, I'm going to pop in images from these books. I know I've done it before, but I want to show you the comparison of what was done in the 15th century. In 15, I figured that the harvesting cycle went on for about 2 years. From 1531 to 1534, 2 to 3 years. So I'm going to show you some of those pictures, and then you're going to see people with other photographs with holding hailstones the size of a baseball to show you that this happens in harvesting cycles.
Yeah, harvesting cycles.
Yeah, and I know some of you never believed that the harvesting meant the other side of it, but you're coming to understand that harvesting means the harvesting of those who are ready to go into the fifth dimension, and those who are going to be taken off-world, and those who...
We're going to end up on the dinner table.
Yeah.
And believe me, there's a lot of us that end up on the dinner table one reason or another. It also depends on what they need, the kind of energy they need to attract, and places to pull over. So you can see the wonderful nothingness.
And no, we don't say this to fear you. We say this to make you aware of the truth and the reality of this planet.
Yep, so that you can fit in and decide, hey man, under the right circumstances, you can be harvested and go up a level. You know, go up to the next dimension, which is what we all hope to do, right? So a lot of us are stuck in the fourth right now because some of us want to come back to Earth. About half of us here want to return to Earth, but we're not ready yet because the Earth is such a mess. So we're hanging out here in Homeland.
Yeah, because you guys don't want to be harvested again.
No, not again.
No.
And once is enough. Do you understand what I'm saying? This is Dennis. Yeah, we know who you are, Dennis. This is Beth. Shut up, Dennis. I know he does that just to annoy her. It's just that, you know, Beth started saying, oh, this is Beth. Well, because the girls have limited vocal range through Michael, right? So a lot of them identify themselves. Yeah. And sometimes they, I don't know, sound like a squirrel or something. You know, poor Michael, I mean, he probably could have been a good voiceover guy, you know, if you think about it. But, you know, he doesn't really think that way. It's all of us that think that way and say, okay, how much can we squeeze out of the vocal cords?
We now know that Robin Williams was a channeler.
He was a channeler, yeah. Well, we were telling you guys that when he was...
Years ago.
So, alive, actually. I'm not entirely certain that he's really dead. You know what happens when they burn out? They get to a certain point. Either they kill them and make more money off of them, or they let them recycle, you know, the whole Baphomet thing. Okay, time to change sexes. You know, like what Princess Diana did and moved in with Elton John. She's living as a guy now. With a nice beard and everything. Yeah, originally she was born as a male. Now she's returned to that. I think minus a pee-pee though. I don't know how that works.
They just don't change things. This has been going on for a very long time.
Oh, it's been going on for literally centuries. And you know, they were practicing the whole Baphomet thing. That's why it used to be such a terrible sin when you got caught cross-dressing and stuff. You were the only reason they'd ever let you cross-dress is if, like, you were a soldier or something, you were hiding and you're trying to get away from an enemy. But I'm saying that in general, you remember the Pope's pear?
Yeah.
I mean, that was actually an implement used on gay people if they were caught cross-dressing, and then they would reveal that the man had male genitalia. They would often put this thing up their ass and twist it until it basically bursts their... Well, yeah, it's pretty nasty.
Yeah, that's nasty.
Yeah, look it up, the Pope's pear, right?
Yeah, but most of our Pope and our Catholic Church like little boys anyway, so they're such hypocrites.
Yeah, it's interesting how they bring in, you know, devices that would be entertaining for those kind of people.
Yeah.
And here's the entrance as we depart. There's usually people there. Yep, there's people there getting their picture taken. That's where everyone poses for their picture. And up here is where you can get some really pretty decent food.
Yeah.
I don't know, you guys have eaten here once or twice, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, last year and the year before.
Yeah, during that season.
Yeah, it is the season where you can come and order food and eat it. Yeah. Yeah, that's what they did. They ordered food and ate it. Was it good food?
It was pretty
Wasn't
clean.
bad. I mean,
It was clean food.
Lou's is better.
Yeah, we like Lou's the best.
You know, we should probably show them where Lou's is too.
Yeah, we'll show you Lou's.
On the way through, I don't know. We'll see.
No,
how
we
much,
have enough. We
we
have
do?
70%.
Yeah, okay, we're good. Now then I can just keep flapping my gums. I mean, people, that's what they're paying. To hear Stephen A. Jones flap his gums.
Don't go. You know what they said to you the other day?
Oh, I know. They're always busting on me. They're calling me Stephen A. Pervert now because I breathe funny. It's just part of it's part of my vocal signature. You know, like you have a visual signature. Well, you can't really see that, you know. Oh, and by the way, FedEx should be coming today with some more drinks.
Yeah.
We love to buy the BAI. We love those drinks so much, we ordered a couple of crates of them because you can't get them in the stores around here anymore.
They're gone.
Because of the COVID-19. COVID-19.
Yeah.
That's terrible, Stephen.
I think we're going to put a link underneath this video for you to see the minister we were talking about.
Yeah, do the one that is done with the, you know, the full song. I'll shoot you the link.
Okay. And you guys need to pay attention to his eyes. His eyes go yellow.
Yeah, well, don't pay attention to it. Just stay away from this guy.
Well, yeah.
But he makes great entertainment and songs and stuff.
Well, put an X over your screen first. With your finger, just mark an X. Hey,
Shut up, Stephen.
you might ask why. Well,
Rogue 5 reporting.
Shut up.
Interrupt.
Oh, look, Stephen, you're an idiot.
Oh, look, I'm not the one who worships forklifts, all right? Give me a break. And Charles, before you say anything, you can take that goose and shove it up your backside.
What? I just really don't like it when you do that, you know. The geese are beautiful.
Yeah, on that dinner plate? Yeah. Are you kidding me? They're obnoxious. They chase you around the yard, bite you on the ass. Yeah, ask Victoria about what happened to her with a goose once. Nipped her right on the buttocks.
Yeah, he did. He did.
Yeah, and all the guys love watching that.
Yeah, me running around going, ah! And there's a goose chasing me, and he got me right on the backside.
Nope, just oh, ouch.
That little hook on the end of their beak.
Yeah, they use that to break out of their shell, you know that?
Yeah,
I guess, does it stay on it?
Well, geese do have a little hook there.
Yeah,
and
man.
I felt it.
Someone designed him right.
Yes. But they're usually very territorial, and they take care of. The good thing about geese is if you've ever got any baby ducklings, chickens, or you want to put them out in the yard, put a goose with them because he will protect them from flying creatures like hawks and owls.
Goats are fearless.
Uh-huh.
They make great watchdogs too. I mean, they make all kinds of noise. Anything comes in the yard, and you know something's going on.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I use, if you're a smart farmer, you got a couple geese. Some people raise them, but I don't know. You need like a sheepdog or something if you're going to raise a bunch of them to keep them all, you know, behaving well.
Yeah, the sheepdog will go in and kind of let the goose know he's out of order. So it's mostly the male geese that chase you around anyway.
Yeah, male geese. That's what happens all the time. The male geese chase Victoria around because they chase her because they're male.
Yeah, well, I don't get geese now. I get
ghosts.
I get dimensional beings.
Yeah, now I get dimensional demons. Yeah, I don't take the geese any day. Yeah, at least a good corn broom you can whack a goose with.
Yeah. It's
like, hey, back off, buddy.
a bit different with dimensional beings.
I don't know, unless you're Charles or something. You're like Mary Poppins when the geese come.
Shut up.
Yeah, well, I got a visit last night. No, he probably wishes he never came to me.
Nope, probably didn't. Yep, funny stuff happens all the time.
Uh-huh. Yep.
Hey, you guys, listen, most of you wouldn't last 2 days in the Kelly household. It's just crazy what goes on.
If you had to meet some of the beings that we've had to meet that just bowl on in without permission.
Yeah, some of them are pretty rotten.
They are.
Although we've managed to reduce that down quite a bit. We've got the right kind of protective energies up now that really help, and it's the same thing you guys can do too. You know, as ridiculous as it sounds, envisioning yourself in a powerful energy bubble actually works. It projects into other dimensions. You don't see it, but the other beings see it when they run into it. It's like a bug hitting a windshield, right?
Yeah,
And notice Victoria cleaned the windshield today.
Yes,
goodness.
I did yesterday.
Yes, and when we were loading up on stuff, you know, getting gas and stuff.
And they all, smudge the outside of your house, especially around the windows and doorways.
Yep, around the windows and doorways.
It stops them from being able to enter.
Yep, they can't enter. Bitches.
You got to do it like every 4 weeks, though, so that you keep that energy constantly flowing around the house.
Yeah. So what we need to do one of these days, we got to sneak this thing into Lowe's. People probably, really, a lot of the older people don't know what this is.
They just think you're like, you know, talking to yourself. And that's what it feels like. You got this stick. You feel like you're trying to do a selfie with this thing, right? But it's amazing. This little thing really records well.
Yeah.
It does. I mean, I'm surprised. Well, you know, technology is always cool.
Well, we have a stick, but we found out that this little stick has its own tripod on the bottom of it.
Yeah, man.
And we didn't even know that until a few weeks ago.
Oh, I don't know. I felt like Batman with this thing. You hit a button, all kinds of equipment comes out. Like, holy cow. Ha ha ha.
Oh, this is Batman. More like lunatic, man.
You know what, Charles? You know what? I'm going to bludgeon you if you don't stop it. Now, behave.
I also want to mention for the ladies, now you guys, if you want to do this, you can do it too. But I've been doing it for years. I put silver rings on my toes. I have a ring on each middle toe. And I do this because darker entities cannot follow your footsteps if you put rings around your toes. It stops them from tracking you. Did you know that?
Well, it has to be the right kind of ring. And you have to also do other things to those rings. You have to energize them with protection. But what it does is it disrupts your... Do you know you can be tracked by some of these beings by the kind of footprint you leave behind?
Yes.
That if your feet have shoes on, you're considered unnatural. You're not directly connected to the ground, so they can follow you based on your shoes. I've heard stories of time travelers that have gone, like the younger kids that were wearing sneakers, and one of the ways that these darker beings tried to track them down and kill these kids during these experiments was they could track them based on the fact that their feet weren't touching the ground and they weren't grounded. Therefore, they were like floating images to them, that leaving footsteps that could be tracked by these beings.
So before, if you go out, you need to be silver rings.
Bet you didn't know that.
Yeah. Get yourself 2 silver rings if this is what you want to do.
When's your Wiccan pal told you that one?
And bless the rings. Protection. See them in their own little constructs, and it's a energy barrier around your rings. Then put them on your feet.
Plus, they look kind of cute on girls. And you know, you walk around, you got these little rings on. Oh, it's so cute. Look at that. She got rings on her toes. Isn't she pretty? Are you some sort of gypsy? Why are you wearing rings on your toes? Oh, it's just cosmetic. I wouldn't dare wear it for any positive reason.
Yeah.
No, because if you told people that, they'd think you're crazy. Like, oh, she's probably a witch or something.
Oh,
well, yes, Victoria can be classified as a witch, but usually when she's screaming and hollering. She's practices white magic, so to speak, but it's not quite the same as people think. It's not really magic. The real magic comes from your mind, okay? In fact, a lot of people like, oh, I practice Wicca. I'm like, do you even know what it means?
Do you know what it does?
Yeah, Wicca means to bend or manipulate energy. And everything is based on tools and equipment and stuff, and you don't really need a lot of that stuff in order to practice good magic, you know, white magic as they call it. But it's not really magic. It's psionic energy that you create and can influence the matrix that you're in, right? That's why they use numerical processing all the time, and all the things they do with, different numbers, you know, like 17, 19, 23, you know, some of the Masonic numbers that are used to influence and alter the matrix around you so that they can pull things that they want from the matrix. And of course, the spirits, we understand all this, and we're trying to teach you guys that.
And it's not really magic. I don't look at it. I look at it as energy work. That's what I do.
Energy work is a much better description.
Yes.
But for some people, I suppose that magic can be anything. If it appears to be mystical and does something amazing, some people call it magic.
Yeah. But this is as old as the beginning of time. You know, there was energy work long before there was religion.
Long before.
Long before.
Energy work. Ooh.
But you have to believe that you have the power to do these things. And if you doubt yourself, then it doesn't work.
That doesn't function. Well, it can actually misfire if you don't believe it, and it can cause negative events. So that's why they say don't play around with things like Ouija boards and stuff, because you don't really know what you're doing at the time. Once you learn what you're doing, then there are things that you can do to improve the quality of your life. But if you must know this, stay away from the negative and darker energies, because they always backfire and they always draw energy from you or other family members, and then they attach parasites. You know, you guys remember that when we talked about parasites, right? And what they can do to you, and how you can accrue multiple parasites the same way a computer can accrue computer viruses that slow you down and cause. It's identical, people. You are actually a living human biocomputer, so you're quite capable of having viruses interjected into you. That's why you're supposed to check with the grand creator every morning, check out the sun, and he will overwrite any of that negative shit as long as you look at the sun for a few seconds. Remember, we talked about all that too.
And speaking of which, this morning Ryan got up early and he goes, Mom, the sun's orange. So I got up and it was the real sun, and I looked at it and I said my day thank you to our great creator, because he is the one that can stop all of this stuff. And if you look at that sun in the morning, or at, you know, lately it's been in the evening that we've been noticing it, he can get rid of all of that negative energy that's around you.
That's right, current speed
is 65. That's what we're allowed to do.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I don't speed.
Big trouble, methane.
Yeah, I don't speed, because when we speed, we get a ticket.
Yeah, that's all the negative beings always make sure.
Yeah.
So it's really hard for them to pull us over. You know, it's funny though, once they do, usually Victoria charms them. You know, we've been pulled over by stadies and stuff, and it's like, there's something unique about you. Oh, is that an Australian accent I hear? Yeah, we get to hear that all the time.
Just the other day, actually.
Yeah, just the other day. Yep.
The guy over the intercom when I was ordering something, he's like, is that an Australian accent? And I went, yeah. And he goes, oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, I don't know. What the hell, man? Yeah, we were at Sonic the other day. We don't go there very often. Every once in a while we get a shake, and every time we go, something weird happens. This time the car in front of us paid for everything. We don't even know why. We didn't know who they were.
But thank you.
Yeah, but whoever you were, thank you. We don't know if you're actually someone that watches this stuff and knows who we are. And, you know, we try and protect the Kelly's privacy as much as we can. I know you guys probably would rather see us and channeling and stuff like that, and maybe eventually we'll do that. We just got to kind of work up to it. But right now, the best thing is we just want to get the messages out there for you guys. But yeah, we get stuff like that all the time happens to the Kellys, you know, and we try to have positive karma all the time. And that's just one example. That was the $15 worth of shakes we had, right? There was the three of us,
like
right?
That. Yeah, it was something like that. Because
Well,
when
like
I got up
seven of them, about 15 really of us, but you can only see 3 of them.
When I got up to the drive-through window, the girl says to me, did you order 3 shakes? And I said, yeah. How much do I owe you? And she goes, nothing. The truck in front of you paid for it. And I'm like, really? Wow.
And then we're like, well, what the hell? Why? I mean, okay. I mean, a lot of people don't recognize the Kellys in this truck that they're in, because they used to drive that Jeep or the other vehicle that the kids were in, right? That one. But
Yeah.
The main thing was that these kind of positive things can happen to you and will happen. I mean, we've been in stores where, you know, sometimes something won't ring up, or we try to pay for it and, oh no, this is already paid for. Like, well, no, we really need to pay for that. We're like, no, here it is. Like, okay.
Or the computer doesn't actually charge it.
Yeah, and it's like we feel bad. We're not trying to steal anything. Well, there are some neutrals that think it's funny. They'll pull some of that crap too. They'll be like, let's just shut down the computer today and see what happens.
Oh, that's happened at JCPenney.
Yeah, you remember it shut down the whole during Christmas, right?
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah, that was awesome.
The elevator, the people in the elevator got stuck. The escalators stopped working,
Yeah,
and
stuff
all
like-
the computers just went dead. And we heard Santa go, oh, I'm pushing the buttons.
Oh yeah, that's great, Ted. Thanks. Yeah, keep pushing, huh? We'll be locked in some elevator. It's like that movie Devil we just saw. You know, all these people get in an elevator and they get locked in there, and then like the lights flicker and go out, and someone ends up dead, and then lights come back on. One of them was actually the devil. Oh, that's a movie that'll make your hair stand on end.
Hey guys, look, there's a fire truck and police up ahead.
Uh-oh. Why?
I don't know. Maybe somebody's car was on fire.
Oh, maybe. I guess we'll find out.
I
Oh,
guess-
goody, a little excitement. Oh, look.
On this road, on this highway, there's a lot of excitement.
Oh, there's always crap going down on this road.
This is not a very safe road.
No.
I don't know why. It's like maybe a cursed road. I don't know, but a lot of people die on this road.
Yeah, just be careful and don't drive through here when it's winter.
No.
What's going on here? Oh, just a bunch of people.
Yeah, they're just
hanging out.
pulling over. But
That's
what
good.
the heck?
You never know. You never know.
What if it's a drug bust too? No.
Oh, you never know. The people there, they got
The
masks on.
stadies are there.
Nope.
This guy's directing traffic. What? Do you guys see anything?
No, but maybe something caught on fire. Or, I don't know. Oh, looks like an accident. Oh, yeah. Oops.
Bike accident.
Well, lucky you guys. See, Victoria is telling the truth yet again.
Yeah. Well, in Australia, we call some of those temporary Australians.
Yeah, that says it all. You know, it amazes me that Australia, from this land, comes great wisdom and amazing stories. But yet, you know, I mean, look what they're going through now, Victoria. Isn't it terrible?
I'm so ashamed. So ashamed. I mean, when did the police get to be so tyrannical?
Yeah, that's a good question.
I mean, honestly, if any of you people from Australia are listening that are in law enforcement, shame on you.
Yeah, shame on you.
Shame. Ding-a-ling-a-ling.
Shame. Ding-a-ling-a-ling. There goes Victoria walking naked. Shame. Ding-a-ling-a-ling.
Gosh.
Oh, you probably get more subscribers, at least a lot of males. They'd probably like to see that. I know Michael doesn't mind when you walk around with no clothes. Oh, well. Probably shouldn't talk about that.
Yeah, you probably shouldn't.
Sorry, guys. We're not trying to be
But, you know,
disgusting,
in Australia, when I was growing up, and I know that's not going on now, but when I used to go to the beaches in Sydney, it was all topless. Okay, nobody had a big deal about it. It was just people that were sunbathing.
Yeah, and you know, the problem that ruins it, you get these guys that show up there, oh yeah, look at that, oh wow, it's like, look dude, just relax.
I gotta tell you, they were mostly the American Navy that came in that were gawking at the beach.
You know, it's funny because Michael says that's the one thing he always wanted to do was to go to Australia in the Navy, but he never got to do it.
The Westpac tour.
Yeah, everyone thinks that you guys met because he was in the Navy. No, that's not how it happened. She was here in America, already had her green card as a good little girl, went through the whole process, which took, what, about 2 years?
Well, I had to stay in Sydney for about 4 months, I think, so that they could check out all the information. I was previously married, so it was my ex-husband. And, I mean, this is like...
years and years ago, right?
Guys, I came here in 1994.
Yes, he's been here for a while.
Yeah, and I never gave up my Australian citizenship, although I'm starting to think that I should now.
Yeah.
Because I'm really ashamed of what Australia's become.
Yeah, you were really, really young when you came up. I mean, you know, you've literally lived out a portion of your life here on this side. You've been here for about 20 years, though.
Oh, no, I've been here for about over a quarter of a century.
Wow, 25 years. That's
1994.
Well, you know, you kind of 40-something. Oh, shut up. So anyhow, you never know what's going to happen. You never know when. Look, just shut up. Okay? What? No, not you, Victoria.
No,
I got these idiots whispering in my ear.
I'm not a spring chicken anymore.
I know you're not, but we're trying to be polite. So we're just gonna know you're not. You're an older woman, and Michael's an older man, but you guys are not like grandpa, grandma.
No one ever believes me when I tell them how old I am.
Well,
They're
that's
like,
because you got that youth thing going on too. You'd probably be stunned if you met her and she told you, you know. But we'll leave it at that. Let's not discuss that at this time, so that we can make fun of it later.
Oh, that's nice. Thanks a lot, Stephen.
Well, once again, here we are out in the Barrens. You see.
We're gonna come up to Lou's.
Yes, we're gonna show you where Lou's Diner is. Now, remember, we're traveling west now on this road, heading from the sand dunes to the nearest local town, which is called Blanca. And believe me, you could sneeze and blink and you'd miss it all. But there's two important things we want people to see, because sometimes people like to come out here and they, you know, at some point, look, if you guys want to meet us, you can actually give us a, you know, hey, listen, Kelly's, we're going to be up here in this area. We might actually come out and meet you. We've done it with other people.
Yes, we have.
It's not like we're hiding or something. We just, like we said, we want the focus to be on you guys. And, you know, there's other people that have moved out in this area that we've gotten to know and sort of become friends with. And then they fell off the earth and we never hear from them again.
But that's okay.
But a lot of them know, and they like call us and ask us questions. Can we do this and that? And we're like, you know, that's really up to you. It's up to you.
Yeah, we don't tell you what to think, believe, or anything else.
Look, if we wanted to rip people off, we could. We could, oh yeah, oh the spirits say give us $5,000 and life will be good for you. I mean, come on.
That's a
We always promise the most we'd ever ask people for might be a couple of $100 for something, or 20 or 30 bucks for $10 to help with the, you know, the cutting room floor, under $5, right? That little things like that just help us to continue our teachings, you know, so it gives Victoria more time so that she doesn't have to work quite as hard. That way she can devote more time to this. And
Well,
we've always been totally honest about that.
Most of the time,
Welcome to Blanca.
we would prefer to give you something in return.
Of
like
course.
the cutting room floor or the sage and
Right, you need to get
the
something for them.
sticks.
Yeah, we want to, you know, we got some people who are giving us 10, 20, 30, 50 bucks a month. And I mean, it's like, don't do it unless you can afford it and you don't miss it and you know it's going for a good thing, because it'll help us make more videos.
Yeah.
And to reach more people.
Yeah, that's all. But most of the time, we don't expect.
It's 50 now. And it
It's
drops
just-
to 40, and then we gotta watch out for the Black Widow. Oh, that's what we call the guy. He's just a big fat dude. Kind of a, well, he's not a bad guy,
I'd
really.
like to see him jump a fence and catch somebody.
Yeah, right. You know, should I run?
Yeah.
You know, that's what I do. He'd probably pull a gun out and shoot you. No, but the main source of income here is speeding tickets. So if you come through this area, don't you dare be a single mile over the speed limit. You will get a ticket.
Yeah.
That's how they roll here in this
Yeah.
little nobody, podunk little town.
Although this town here used to be, there used to be about 2,500 people in this town when it was first set up, because they were handing out land lotteries.
Yeah, land
And the
lotteries.
people who came here,
Okay, we're coming up on Lou's. Now this is a little German store over here. They sell
yeah, this
really
guy
good
sells
food.
great sausage.
This is Lou's over here, see
yeah,
it?
this is Lou's.
It's Lou's Cafe. It's world famous now, thanks to us. The Lou's loves us when we come there. She's like, oh, it's the Kellys, oh. They always come out and hug us and smooch us and, you know, give us a little tongue and, you know,
Their
it's just
husbands
good
and
that way.
husbands.
Oh, they're great people. They really are. And the food is absolutely phenomenal.
It's authentic Mexican food.
It doesn't get much better than, well, the burritos, the breakfast burritos are out of this world.
Yeah.
The Kellys are like, man, we got to limit ourselves to twice a month, because we'd eat there every day if we could.
Yeah.
You know, and it
It's
gets
that
kind of
good.
pricey. Yeah. And don't get me wrong, I mean, they had to charge more because of COVID crap. You got to wear a mask to get in, but once you're seated, you know, you can take your mask off and just tell everybody how ridiculous it is wearing a mask.
Yeah, and most of the people at the tables
They are
start
agree too.
talking.
Yeah, they're like, yeah, man, this is crap.
Yeah.
And Lou's like, I'm sorry, I have to ask you to wear a mask when you walk in.
So that she can stay open.
Yeah, so she can say abierto.
And so we support people who are trying.
Local communities.
Yeah. We'd rather eat locally than actually. There goes the Black Widow.
Yeah.
By the way, that was the
Yeah, I
Black
just
Widow.
saw him. I was going to say something. There goes the Black Widow. He's on patrol. He usually goes down to Fort Garland and gets a bunch of food and junk, man. Reminds me of that black fella there on Die Hard, you know, at the beginning of that. He had all these, you know, handfuls of, you know, stuff and everything. It's like, what?
I'm going to check the post office when we come back, because I got to wrap some sage. So we'll go to the post office and make our delivery.
Yes. Yeah,
Check
well, that's
that.
something that we'll be working on today.
Yeah.
For those of you, thank you again. Please order sage, okay? It keeps Victoria happy, keeps the house smelling good, and it gives Ryan something to do, because, you know, a lot of times he's just in there. I mean, the kid has got all kinds of computer stuff, VR stuff. It's kind of like, hey, Ryan, this stuff's melting your brain, buddy. He's like, yeah, I need to get off of some of it. So we had to drag him out. We took him all the way up to the lake the other day. We were there about 10, 15 minutes. He's like, well, I want to go home. We're like, hey,
Yeah.
listen, enjoy it. It's hard to get kids out into this stuff nowadays, you know.
We're trying.
He's a great kid. I don't have any real problems with him. He's pretty funny. He really gives it to the neutral sometimes, which I really respect.
Do you see that egg cloud up there?
Yeah, with the egg.
Yeah, do you see that egg?
I was watching this piece of farm equipment.
Yeah, we're not going to watch that.
Shut up there.
Yeah, but see that egg?
Yeah, it's not an egg.
It's not an egg.
Yes.
It's one of those devices that looks upon the earth. It's a sentient life form, and it looks upon the earth and it decides what needs to be done.
Yeah, that's great. Right over Fort Garland. Now, someone's been making some phone calls, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, 1-800-ALIEN.
Well, maybe after last night, our little reptilian visit, they're pissed off, so they've sent an egg over here.
Yeah, I know people say, you gotta be kidding me. You guys are nuts. No,
No.
this stuff happens, people.
All the time.
And it's gonna happen to you someday.
That's why I mentioned the whole silver ring thing. If you want to stop them from following your footsteps.
You got rings on your fingers and on her toes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. Okay, and here's a local school. As you can see, nobody's there.
Nobody's there.
COVID-19. Here's a the wonderful action center that they built, spent millions of dollars. Nobody's there. COVID-19.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Yeah, that's just lovely.
Yeah.
You finally get a really decent place you can go. They got a gymnasium there. They got a place you can do weights. They got a pool. Yeah, and you can't go now.
And you can't go
You
in.
can't use it because you might sneeze and give someone the flu or something.
It's absolute BS.
It's complete Bravo Sierra.
Yeah.
Yeah. So here, people, you finally get to see Fort Garland.
Oh yeah. That is. We don't live in.
We
Fort
don't
Garland.
actually live in Fort
We live
Garland.
in
No.
those
Way in
mountains.
the back. See the mountains up there? That's where we live.
That's where we live.
Yeah, so that way now you guys know, okay, we're going to go find it, Kelly.
You can't find us.
You can't
no.
find us, no. Well, you probably could. But don't come to our door unannounced. We are proud supporters of the Second Amendment. So, holy cow, so's Ryan, man. He said,
Oh, my.
start calling him G.I. Joe pretty soon here.
Yeah.
We had a joke going, there was this TV program on, they show about 15 of these elite soldiers all like playing with their guns and loading and fixing stuff, and then we would say, and now in Ryan's room.
Yeah, Ryan's like one of those kids from Russia who learn how to put guns together at the age of 8 or 9 years of age.
I
He
think
has always been this
And
way.
he's been working on his one, rifle for a while.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, if you ever come by and you decide you want some smoky, they have a little pot shop.
And these
here.
are really good people
They're
down
nice
here.
people. We're not
They
saying we
are.
buy pot, but we're saying that's where you can get it if you're in Fort Garland. And look, they got all these crazy stores here and
Tribal
stuff.
man
My goodness,
owns
what
that.
a mess that is. And this thing's been a mess for a while. over here.
I
know
don't
what the
even
hell
know.
they're doing.
Well, they're fixing
And
it up
it's the
today.
best part, the liquor store, everyone likes. We don't drink alcohol, but that's okay. Well, we're willing to drink mead, and here's the Alta that you've heard so much about. And around the corner is the mailbox.
See, when somebody gets a diarrhea or whatever from us,
Diarrhea.
a diarrhea pulse, they
Diarrhea.
have to, the first gas station they come across is always that altar right there.
Yep.
Because there's nothing else now for the mountains. And so these people, you can see them screeching.
Used to be a cafe over here. And that COVID-19. Yeah, that's great.
So we live back here in these
All right.
mountains.
So anyhow, people, we're going to go for now because we're getting closer to home and it gets a little bumpy and stuff. Thank you so much again. Remember, don't be afraid to stop by When the Ancients Speak, which actually is a secure site if you check our certificate. But for some reason it says non-secure. We're trying to figure out we hit the wrong
they're
switch or
messing
something.
with us.
Nah, they're messing with us. But it is a secure site. Everything is HTTPS with triple redundancy and protection. But if you want to buy something from us, you can use PayPal. But you don't need to use PayPal. You can use a credit card through PayPal. So please feel free to drop it us $10-20 a month. We'd love you to death for it. In addition to that, you might get some good karma. And then if you don't know what else to do, you can always go shopping.
Time to say goodbye, Stephen.
Bye bye.